Sunflowers, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about yoni eggs. I realize that it's a popular topic, yet a lot of people aren't familiar with what yoni eggs are and what they're used for, or what the word yoni means. So we'll be talking about the different stones that you can use, the different sizes, and what it's mainly used for. Yoni basically means sacred space. Some people like to use it for the word vagina, whatever works for you. I like to think of it as your sacred space because the woman's womb is your sacred space. That's where we hold a lot of energy. So it's very, very important that you keep it cleansed and you keep it, cleansed. We'll just go with cleansed. So the word yoni has been used for centuries. It's an egg-shaped crystal, it's a tiger eye. So how you would insert it is you would insert it with this side first, up into your yoni. And so it's good to have a string attached to it so that it's easy to retrieve once you're done using it. Some more, those who are more advanced, they don't need the string. You can kind of squat and it'll come out. But for beginners, I always suggest that you should use a string. And so there's also different stones, crystals, that you can use which have different healing properties for whatever it is that you need healing with. Another good misconception with yoni eggs is a lot of women feel like, oh, if I use a yoni egg, it'll make my yoni tighter. That's not what it's for. It's for healing. So there's different exercises that you can do while you have your yoni egg inserted. It's good to do yoga. It's good to do just some shopping around the town or cleaning around the house. It's also good to do breathing exercises while you have your yoni inserted. But it's not mainly just for making your yoni tighter for you and your partner, because it's for healing. And so the reason why I keep saying that it's for healing is because when we go through different relationships, or when we go through different times, or we go through different trials and tribulations, a lot of that negative, bad energy is stored within the womb. And a lot of people think that if they just meditate or if they exercise, that they're healed. And a lot of times the womb is forgotten about. And so you could be thinking, oh my God, I saged, I exercised, and I still can't get this guy off my mind. Or you're still acting like him. You're still doing things similar to what you guys did in the relationship. Well, that's because that energy is still stored within the womb. You didn't cleanse your womb. You didn't fully cleanse that past relationship out of your womb. Before you use your yoni egg, it's good to set the intention. For example, this is clear quartz, and this is a small. They come in different sizes. So you have a large and medium. This is a small size egg, and this is clear quartz. Clear quartz is good for clarity, manifestation, and focusing. So if you find that you are having trouble with one of those three, one good way to restore that is to maybe use a clear quartz yoni egg. And so you want to set your intentions for anything that you do. Similar to what I talked about in my last video about sigils. Always set your affirmations and your intentions on anything that you're trying to do. So if like I said, if you're lacking on any of those three, one good way to strengthen those properties could be to use a clear quartz yoni egg. So being that this is a smaller size, this is more for those who are advanced, those who often do yoni exercises would use a smaller sized yoni egg. So another important topic I want to talk about with yoni eggs is how to clean them. You can sage them, You can get a Palo Santo stick and cleanse it that way as well. But you also want to actually physically clean it. So some people like to boil them because it's a natural stone. So natural crystal stones come from the womb of the earth. You want to keep it sterile, but you also don't want to clean it with bleach, or you don't want to clean it with soap. You can boil a pot of water and place it in there as well. Or if you don't feel like a boiling pot of water will cleanse it enough for you, then you're more than welcome to, scrub it with soap. But you also have to keep in mind that some of them are drilled. So if you're cleaning it with soap, I doubt that you're going to be able to get into the drilled areas. So it's best if you just have a boiling pot of water, drop it in there, let it sit for about maybe 20 to 30 minutes or until the water cools down. And you should be fine like that. Another topic is if you're going to be using the Yoni egg and you have to use the bathroom, that's where it can kind of get tricky. Those who are more familiar with using Yoni eggs can use the bathroom with the Yoni egg still inserted and not have any issues with it plopping out into the toilet. If you are a beginner, I do not recommend that you use the toilet and still have your Yoni egg inserted. That is only only for experts. And then you don't want to have a situation where it falls in the toilet and it breaks, or it falls in the toilet, you forget that it's inserted, and you clog your toilet. So it's easy to forget that it's in there. So that's why I recommend that you use it as a form of meditation. For a beginner, I recommend that you use a larger stone and you can maybe meditate for about 30 minutes and call it a day. Try not to do too much if you're a beginner. It's already enough that you're trying to cleanse your womb and you're doing all these different things. If you're going through your menstruation, do not use the Yoni egg. The fact that you're already menstruating is a cleanse of the womb in itself. So there's no need to be going through your menstruation and have a Yoni egg up there and you're cramping. And it's just, when you're going through your menstruation, just give everything a break. There's no need to do a Yoni exercise and go through your menstruation. Circle back to the main usage for the Yoni egg is, like I said, it's for healing of the womb. So this is where it's important to pick which stone is best for you. So I'll go through each of these stones, and you can find these stones on my website, yumiyoni.com. And we have each of these in a small, a medium, and a large, or you can buy a set of all three. This is a tiger eye, and this is a large size tiger eye. And all of our stones come drilled. So you can add a string to it. Like I said, some of the experts may like to add a weight to the end of their strings, with the better that you get while using your Yoni egg. And so tiger eye is good for wealth. It's good for optimism. It's good for success. It's good for many other things. But if you feel like if you're lacking in one of those three properties, it may be good to use your Yoni egg. Some women like to sleep with their Yoni egg. I don't suggest that. I feel like at some point you have to give your womb some breathing air, and keeping an egg inside of your womb for over 5 to 8 hours, I don't really see that as beneficial, but it's up to you. Whatever you feel called to do. If you feel like you need to sleep with it inside of your yoni, go for it. And again, we have the clear quartz. Like I said, that's good for clarity, manifestation, and focusing. If you feel like you're lacking in one of those three properties, you may want to use a clear quartz yoni egg. This is our rose quartz. And this is used for love, for beauty, and for happiness. And this is a popular yoni egg because the womb is normally used for love, you know. And so if you feel like you're lacking in one of those three properties, a lot of women tend to get a rose quartz yoni egg because of those three properties. It's good to restore love and beauty and happiness. And a lot of times as women, when you're lacking in one of those three properties, you don't feel confident, you don't feel pretty, you feel like everything that you put on doesn't look good. And you just go through a lot of different issues with your confidence. And so I actually would recommend that you get a rose quartz yoni egg as your first yoni egg, because if you're talking about healing that area, especially going through a breakup, or even breaking up with friends, with friendship. A friendship is a type of companionship. It may not be to the point where you're in love with your friend, but it is a type of relationship that does involve love, and it is a companionship. And a lot of times as women, when we go through girlfriend breakups, we feel just as sad as we would if we were going through a breakup with a man. So I feel like if there's any relationship that's severing, or any relationship that's going through a ending, me personally, I would recommend that you would get a rose quartz. This is amethyst, and this is a medium-sized egg, and again, it's drilled. Amethyst is good for intuition, peace. A lot of people use amethyst for grounding. So this would also be a second recommendation if you're feeling like you're frazzled, you can't think straight. Again, if you're going through a breakup, I would keep an amethyst. I would also keep amethyst at your workplace. At work, we encounter a lot of different spirits, a lot of different energies, and just a lot of different personalities and different people. And so amethyst is good for controlling that. This is howlite. This is good for reducing anxiety, tension, and stress. So this is also another good stone to use for your yoni, because a lot of tension and a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety is held within the womb, especially after having a baby. Having a baby in itself is a trauma to the body. Followed by a breakup is tension, stress, and anxiety. And so this would be something else that I would recommend to someone if they came to me and asked, what stone should I use? I'm just going through a breakup. I would recommend howlite, the amethyst, and the rose quartz. It's always best to choose a stone that you are attracted to, a stone that your spirit picks. Don't pick something because it's popular, or because it's something that somebody suggested, or because it looks pretty. Pick what you read the properties, study the properties, and then decide which one would best fit you. So please like, comment, share, or subscribe. And don't forget, make sure that you study what a yoni egg is before you just jump into it. Make sure that you're confident in what you're doing and that you know what you're doing, and always start off with a large egg.